Good morning, dolls, and welcome to Little Gretchen's Workshop. So this video is going to be more of a watch me play video because I just need to set up a few things in the Dress Shop Dollhouse office because the sales floor and the sewing room are all set up. So they need the office to be in order so they can handle the finances of the business. And one of the things I really need to do is to really review what the dolls have already so I can determine what else I need to make or what else needs to go in the room. Now, dolls, remember, this was a gift that I received, some notepads and pencils from my dear friend Nessie at Nessie Monster Craft. I will leave a link in the description for when I received this lovely gift. Now, dolls, this is a little doctor's bag that belongs to Aunt Janie, and I made it from a binder clip last year on the channel. Now, a lot of the other items in this box actually were from the Dollhouse estate sale that I went to last summer, and I will leave a link in the description to when I went to that. Now, some of these lovely pictures were other gifts and things I received from another subscriber named Renee. She gave me some really lovely cards that had some beautiful images on them. And again, this is one of the items from the estate sale as well. So I've got a full mixture of all types of things that I've collected and accumulated for this particular project. And so now I'm just kind of going through, just basically doing an inventory so I'll know what I need to go forward. Now, dolls, I have a tendency to collect and create all or a lot of the accessories and tiny things that go in a room before I do any interior decorating for the room. I kind of think it's because when Daddy got my dollhouse, it was in the layaway for quite a long time, so I was making things for it before I even had access to it. It's like the accessories and the details help me to know who I'm creating for. Now, dolls, sometimes you'll find things that you could have easily made, but if it's sold at a great price and in a bundle, you just go ahead and get it. Now, this little desk blotter was sold in a complete set. Now, I was really tickled when it said it was by CHRYSNBON, so it definitely may be something you can find out there in a set or a kit. So it's really great to find all these little items, which would be things that I would have needed for my desk anyway, but now I don't have to make them, so I can focus my energy on other things I want to make. Now, among those estate sale items was this lovely little gold typewriter, and I was originally going to paint it black, but then I did a little research and found out that gold typewriters were a thing at a point in history. It wasn't during the time setting of my dollhouse, but I'm still going to leave it gold. Now, this is a little set of music sheets. I'm going to need to put that into the music room in the rooming house. Now, as part of this collection, I made a little magnifying glass that was in the series when I was doing the Messy Boys room. And also these little mangled pair of eyeglasses that I made with nail art and jewelry findings, and I added resin for lenses. Now, I definitely plan to try that technique again to see if I can get a better result. But as one tiny element in the midst of all the other things on the desk, I think they still have relevance. So, dolls, I just want to remind you that everything in your setting doesn't have to be perfectly realistic to be fun. It just has to give the impression. Now, let me give you dolls a better look at my little desk. Now, this desk was made from a Federal Collection kit. Now, the kit was made in the 80s, but I purchased it off of eBay in 2020. And it's a really nice kit, really, really nice heavy wood. I really enjoy kits a lot. My dad used to buy me a lot of kits that I ruined back in the 80s when he used to buy them for me. So when I buy them now, I actually take the time to put them together properly. The wood is milled really perfectly, really nice cuts, really nice quality wood. So now, if you're trying to build a dollhouse collection on a budget, don't sleep on the kits. You can really find some wonderful deals out there, in addition to broken things that need some gentle repairs. Working with kits really helps you develop the concept of how furniture is made, especially dollhouse furniture, and it'll really help you as you move along in your journey and begin to want to design your own furniture. Now, in general, I do assemble the kits based on the suggested assembly, but many times I end up doing what some people may call tricking out the kit bashing, or even mini morphing because I have my own ideas about how I want it to look. And I think it's really important to take the time to make your pieces uniquely yours. You don't want your dollhouse collection to look like things that you've seen in 100 other dollhouses. You want people to look at your dollhouse and wonder where you got your items from. I guess I always look at things and think to myself, how can I Gretchen it up and just make it one of a kind? I always thought it was a really beautiful thing when I gave my children a project and gave them all the same materials, all the same instructions, but they all came up with something just amazingly different. Now, these are my lovely little button and pattern display sets given to me by my friend Terry. And although the surface of my desk is really broad, it's not going to be enough room for the patterns, the dressmaking pins, and the buttons. So I'm going to have to come up with a solution of where to store and display these items. Now, dolls, this is another one of my little lovely LED battery-powered lights. I thought it was really, really cute. I really love that green shade. I just want you to see how it looks with the light on. And let me just turn the light off so you can really see how beautiful the glow is. I really love the warm glow of that light. I really like LED battery-powered dollhouse lights. They're very convenient and they're very reasonably priced, I think. Now, this is one of my little fans. It's not functional. The blades actually move, but I think I'm going to add a cord and a few more details to make it a little bit more realistic. Now, this is one of the lovely items I got from my friend Becky, and it actually says notes, but it's kind of made to be like a plaque, but I'm going to leave it on the desk as a notepad. Now, dolls, this is just a messy stack of paper that I made one time, trying to just put together just some papers to make it look like a work in progress, like business was going on and that the ladies had spilled tea on the papers because the ladies are always drinking sweet iced tea. Real quick, I just wanted to give you a closer look at that little pattern set so you can really see how lovely that is. That's just beautiful. I think I'm really amused by these because they're so tiny and so tedious, and the time she took to cut them out, fold them, glue them together, all individual, I think that's adorable because I don't really do a lot of paper miniatures dolls. And this is just a little container I made to put on the desk. It's made with 2 beads and a bead cap. Really, really simple dolls, a little paper at the bottom. Now, I broke this little metal feather off of something that I had, but I thought it was a good size to be a quill for my desk, so I painted it black and stuck it into a little bead. So now that I've talked to you dolls about all the little accessories that I have available in my inventory, I'm going to go ahead and set up my desk. Now, dolls, when I'm setting up my accessories in my house, I really try to think about how my dolls will use things and how it will be convenient for them to get to them. So I'm imagining Aunt Beth sitting here preparing to pay bills, doing the payroll, working on the orders, ordering supplies. I just realized I need to check my stash and find her a phone. Now, dolls, again, I want you to notice that I'm not putting tacky wax on everything that I set up, and I absolutely do not use glue. I'm just kind of laying things in place because I haven't decided permanently this is what I'm going to need to do, and I am considering adding more furniture and other fixtures to the room. I may need to move around some of these accessories. So for right now, they're just gently placed in the places that I want them without tacky wax. These little notepads and pencils just came in so handy and perfect. And now, I want you to notice that I'm really just kind of putting things in all kinds of different places because I really want the desk to look like a busy, super messy desk, sort of a ordered chaos. A desk is always one of those areas that needs constant straightening. It's always kind of messy. It's never perfectly neat. I guess I've always loved to see doll houses that reflected that life was happening. I'm going to leave a couple of the drawers open. I think I'm going to need to do some more papers to kind of have some papers kind of sticking out and shoved in and different colored papers. So sometimes you have to play with your scenes and your setups to see what's needed. You don't always see it exactly the first time. You have to work on it, put it together, and you have to step back and look and see what it needs, see what's missing. So that's why I'm just leaving this here and allowing it to play so you can kind of see what I'm doing, so you can kind of understand my thought process about why I'm leaving the drawers open. So that's kind of like a reminder. So now that I see how it is, I'm making a little list of things that I want to make and collect to add to it to make it look better. Now, you dolls know that I don't believe in a dollhouse ever being finished. Because just like with a real house, there's always something you can add, update, change, modify, and move around. And I love this little briefcase. I think it's really, really cute, but I do need to do some things to it to give it the little Gretchen's touch. So I'm going to set that aside for another video. So I think things are set up well enough for the ladies to use it. So let me put it in the office. And here we are in the dress shop office. The desk is in place. Now I did put it in a different position than I had it originally because I really want to be able to see that beautiful chair that I reupholstered and the drawers. Now that chair was a redo from the broken bundle of furniture for $15. And that beautiful striped fabric came from a swap with my friend Nessie Craft. Now I do need a couple other chairs up here for the ladies to sit in after their fittings while they place their orders. So I've got a couple chairs in mind. Now this red one is a chair that my friend Lisa gave me. I'm going to reupholster it. And this other chair was a chair that I created from a House of Miniatures kit, but I kind of wrecked it a little bit, so I'm going to have to redo it. So I'm going to need to do a chair upgrade video. Now there's still the issue of how to display the pins, buttons, and patterns. And I have a nice amount of wall space here, so I'm just trying to determine what I should make and how big it should be. So I guess that needs to go on the list as well. As much as I'm trying to wrap things up, it seems like the list for this room is getting longer. Now, dolls, if you've enjoyed this video today, definitely let me know in the comments. And if you want to see more content like this, make sure you subscribe and always look for me on Mondays and Wednesdays after 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all on the next episode of Little Gretchen's Workshop. Bye-bye now, dolls.